Okay, cool.
I just started the stream up.
Good. So again, I'm just watching OBS, right?
Yep.
So this guy hasn't moved.
No, we're just we'll start up in just a second here once he starts inviting people up.
Oh yeah, I figured as much. That's cool. Did it cost any money?
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Now we got some movement.
A little bit of movement, a little bit of everything. Let's start off the stats right now. So, welcome everybody to, I believe, what is game 2 of week 6 of the fall collegiate PUBG series. I'm James, or like the sauce.
I am Phil, aka EE. You know, I'm usually just a Smash Brothers guy, but I fell in love with this game at some point. I met my boy James, and now we're going to commentate some matches for you.
And I think it's going to go fantastic because you are seasoned. I am not seasoned, but I'm super motivated and excited to get this game underway. So we have some competing teams here. The University of California, Riverside, University of Colorado at Boulder, Arizona State University, University of Texas, San Antonio, Auburn University, Georgian. Oh my gosh, This is it. This is the last thing I ever commentate. Georgia Southern University, East Carolina University, University of South Carolina, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Tennessee Technological University, Rochester Institute of Technology, University of Connecticut, University of California at San Diego, University of Central Florida, Jacksonville State University, Clemson University, Michigan State University, University of Illinois at Chicago, California State University, Los Angeles, North Carolina State University, and Lock Haven University. Today, look at that.
That to me is insane, dude. Like the amount of diversity like this game already has, like all these universities and colleges and stuff like that. Like that to me, like that's just a testament to how like great esports is in general. You know what I mean? This game is like super popular and just taking off. Like I'm really excited for it.
Exactly, all over the country too, and they don't even have to leave their houses. They just do it from the comfort of their own home. As we all know,
that's perfect for me.
Look at that, first place right there, taking home 35 points. Second place at 30. Third place is 25, and then it descending by 2 for the preceding ranks here. University of California, Riverside at 458 points. University of Boulder, Colorado, not even coming close right now in the second place with 388.5. Look at that. Number 1 and 2, if you look at how far apart they are. It's just insane.
The differential's pretty insane when you think about it. Let me ask you something. I noticed you mentioned that we're in week 6 here. Is there like a frame for how many weeks that these guys get to compete for?
I think this is just the seasonals, man. They do it by season, and eventually they come to an impasse, start their finals, and then the finals will obviously predict a winner here by the end of the fall season. So,
sick.
Seems it's a ladder-based system. You have your top killers. Zraven still at the top, 60 kills. And I'm sure he will be taking home some more. Yeah, he is a monster. He does so much damage throughout these games. 50 kills. XPVR 42. Padawan 42. Papia 41. Suka 41. There's just so many people. This might not be... This actually doesn't look like it's the updated one. It's the one I got from the slides, unfortunately. So maybe that's updated. Okay. I know Zraven is probably still up there. But once again, thank you guys for watching the stream. And this is brought to you by Plays.tv, the only place where you can very quickly and efficiently clip, edit, and share all of your clips. If you like whatever you like doing, whether it's PUBG, whether it's Dark Souls, where you got some funny moments from Call of Duty World War II, it doesn't matter what it is. You can clip, share, and record all from the comfort of Plays.tv. And of course, thank you for everyone who's here supporting the stream and subscribing. Had an early subscriber there in the very beginning of the stream. What's his name? Was Gigabyte.
Hey,
right there. One of the stream subscribers.
Support. I think people, gotta remember, man, support like that definitely goes a long way into keeping projects like this going.
It's the only way to keep a league up and running is sponsors and support.
There it is.
So here we are.
I'm having a Sauce. I gotta be honest with you, man. I'm having like kind of a trippy experience right now. I've never gotten a chance to view the game from like a spectator's perspective. So seeing like all these names over everybody and like kind of getting a feel for who's gonna be who and who to look out for, it's gonna be an exciting one.
Yeah, it's super weird to get used to it, especially because there's no tagging. Blue hole. There's no tagging system, so it's hard to really understand the colors or understand that the colors don't match anything specific because there's they run out of colors eventually. So you have to use your stat sheet to really go through and find out where people are from, how many kills they've gotten, and I mean, just it's sometimes it's a nightmare. But yeah, it's.
Well, I'll tell you what, I give a lot of credit to whoever's doing those stats, man, because I'm like taking, I'm kind of scrolling through right now as we wait for the plane to take off and people to drop, and like whoever's put this together, I mean, he's done a really nice job on it.
Yeah, I absolutely, I totally agree. There, real quick, we had JB and his teammate, the Mighty Derb, taking home 8 and 7 kills for their team in the last game, and they were the one that closed out game 2 on Wednesday. So let's see if we can't get them in on some of the action here. Well, game's about to start here.
Some high volume kills. I know that doesn't always dictate who's going to go ahead and just kind of, what duo is going to go ahead and just take it. But it definitely goes a long way. You want to be able to, in those tight situations, be able to explode when necessary.
What an interesting path right there. Straight from the very bottom left, what looks like P7 all the way across the map. That is a perfect plane right there. They have so
that's
many
a beauty
opportunities.
right there. Those are the ones you kind of dream about getting on the daily, man. Doesn't always work out for it, but this is a good way to open up this game.
Exactly. Look at that.
They're just
Straight through Milta Farm.
right.
They're going to be able to go anywhere they want.
They're just flooding this map right now.
And that's what we like to see. You got a lot of team density very early on. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. There's been a couple of games where their teams have completely split, and they had like one on the north side, one in Gatka, one at Milta Power, one on Millbase, and then they all just kind of come together at the
Actually
end.
looks relatively unoccupied. You take a look at that.
Yeah, and generally it is.
Not too many heads down there right now.
No, and that's okay for now because we don't know where the spawn is going to be, where the safest spot is going to be. So let's hope that we can get something going here. Everybody looks like they're just about on the ground now. A lot of people trying to take those high roads, go a little bit further north.
Oh, definitely.
There's that Padawan, see that Lugo Odang. The CEO down here trying to find himself something here in the prison.
Yeah, prison, always a great spot to get some loot here.
That's what I really like about PUBG in general, right? It's a waiting game sometimes if you don't get caught out.
Sure.
And that's what I really enjoy. We have the opportunity here to wait and see what's happening and not have any issues gathering as much loot as you can and moving forward. Essentially, if you are staying safe and looting, you're able to get a bigger and harder advantage over somebody else, like some of these lower down teams.
I mean, early game is just so important here.
It really is, and that's all that it takes is just to get a really good early game to stabilize yourself for those late game interactions. 4 minutes and 30 seconds until the play area gets a little bit smaller, not too much, just depending on where you are on the map right here. You are already seeing like a lot of variety in weapons right now. You're seeing,
Absolutely.
you like a lot of ARs, almost instantaneously. You see these guys who look like a small platoon.
I mean, ARs is, that's what everybody's after. At the end of the day, obviously you get in those close quarters early on, you'll take whatever you can get. But for those long games, man, when you're just trying to go to distance, like you have to be able to just have an assault rifle by your side. And somebody already taking some damage here. Is that Padawan is down.
Doesn't seem.
Not sure how he got knocked, if it was off that motorcycle or not.
That's what it looks like. We've had a lot of people fall victim to gravity in the last couple of games here. Orma Whale taking him out almost.
Oh,
looks like
shots right now.
He's gone. That's the first blood right there. Holy crap.
Yeah, not a bad place to do it either, man. Milta Power definitely found a lot of good loot there.
Yeah, that's a really bad spot to be in. You fall off your bike and somebody shoots you. I can't think of a worse way to go.
I mean, there's plenty of complaints about the vehicles in this game. Like they're inconsistent at times, but you got to know that essentially when you're riding there, starting off the game, you got to be safe. And somebody, I can't blame them for exploiting it, man. Take it any way we can get it.
H1Z1 is not an excuse, to pop out of your car at 60 miles an hour. You will take damage. You will take damage.
Yes, sir.
So that's the first death we saw here on stream. Looking around, like there is a lot of people who made the right choice. Obviously, unknowingly making the right choice, but they're very close to the inner circle. So there's the only people that are really going to be struggling now, I think, is whoever went down to the mill base. So we'll see how they decide to creep up here in the next couple minutes.
Fortunately for them, at least, they'll be pretty looted out when they do eventually come over. But yeah, I mean, when you RNG, in the circle, you can't really have too many complaints about that. I see a crate right there.
Two crates, too.
Well. Yeah. So a couple already dropping here. See who gets lucky enough to come across their paths.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out here right now just traveling with vehicles. And that's like one of the most interesting things I've ever seen while watching these games is that these guys like are blowing past each other. Some of them take damage, some of them don't take damage, but like within inches. And some teams don't even notice that the vehicles are coming back, coming aside to their left or to their right, and they wind up missing an opportunity to get the drop on some of these guys.
Absolutely. And let me, Sauce, just to like pick your mind for a minute. I know a lot of people, they'll like to drop, they'll find themselves in the circle and they'll just kind of, get a vehicle and just go and loot someplace, far out. Do you favor that strategy in a long game like this?
Not particularly. Most of the time that when I play in squads myself is that my
Yeah.
favorite strategy is to stick around the outskirts, loot in outside of the circle, and push myself in at about 45 to a minute. 45 seconds to a minute is when I start to kind of push myself and my team in. And then we take up a position where we have most of everything covered. But a lot of it just has to do with sticking together. And a lot of these teams just try some different approaches, and sometimes it works like that. Wow, Pisky going down.
Yeah, pretty good approach right there. Unless he tried to get this smoke bomb out, but to no avail here.
Yeah, unfortunately losing himself there. Unfortunately, Robocope is down and out. 61 alive, 47 seconds until the play area gets significantly smaller. So let's see what happens here. 40 seconds.
Absolutely, man.
They got some time. Cullen here. Let's see, Royal G. It's a name I recognize. Royal G with the University of California, San Diego. First game today, actually. 0 kills as of the start. Things are looking up for him. It's unfortunate. Way to go there. Zraven there, the one man, the killer with that M4. I wonder what it's got going on for him there. Whether he's got some interesting things hidden under that M4.
Yep, definitely got the juice.
Oh, he's ready to put on some notches on that thing. See, unbuilt Dragon Hopkins TSC. There we go. Beta Cuck by himself. M16. Let's see. A lot of things here.
Again, just get a good overview of not only the circle but people's position. I'm really interested to see who's going to be able to. I want to see somebody go for a crate, man. I want to see somebody get an and just start taking some heads off. Like that's my favorite one.
It's absolutely, it's like a bloodbath, and I absolutely love the bloodbath. But a lot of these teams, they stay away from the crates, and I'm not sure why. Okay. I'm not sure why. I think it's mainly because everybody thinks it's contested. But what we've seen here a lot is that these teams will all think the same things at the same times. Where they'll all be like, no, it's probably too contested. And then it just leaves a random team come across it and actually make the move to getting that.
Sauce, that's so true, man. Sometimes you just got to take the risk at times like that. And if you do, play these semi-regularly, what people are thinking, man. You just kind of got to have the heart to go in there because, you generally you loot a box, you tend to come up with something that's not going to disappoint, especially if you survive it.
Exactly. And that's a very unhealthy looking team right there. They finally took out their only threat. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he was knocked. He didn't just get killed, which means that he had strayed so far away from his team that he was not able to be helped here. One crate left, though, right there in Rosnick. Or Rosnock? Rosnick. What?
Good old Rosnock.
Yeah, look at that. It's just right in the middle.
Like the pronunciation trips me up, too.
I mean, it must have been a great day in the Idea Center when they were coming up with these names. Like, what should we do? How do we make this completely uncastable by people who speak just English? It's great, though. It's great. You just got to learn one at a time. Beta Cuck, Unbuilt Dragon, Aggressive, J-Span, Holy Recreation down there in the military base on the south side. The play area is not that close to them. They're pretty far. They need to make some moves.
Make a move at some point. I mean, I know that early circle not going to do too much damage, but you don't want to get caught having to come in and somebody out there just contesting you. Absolutely
not. And that's exactly why I sit on the outskirts, because I know that there are people who take their time and unfortunately will pay for it if they're not smart enough to outmaneuver a team who has themselves set up, who are kitted out. Salty Sea Cow.
Yeah, just taking a drive through there, going over the mountains.
Salty Sea Cow, I remember in one game during week 2, took his chances in the water, last of his team, 15 alive, and was able to make it to the top 10.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Okay. It was very interesting. That was an interesting game.
And that's probably one of the most exciting, things I'm excited for, being able to cast this is just getting familiar with these players and just kind of, living those memories with them, because those are good times. You know what I mean?
It is, yes.
Something like that. You hit the water, make it the top 10. I'm trying to hit some shots right now. Ixel taking a couple right there, 4x attached, not able to connect.
No, not at all. And then you have these guys. Some of them are very good at leading these shots. Some of them aren't, but they still take those shots anyway because nothing gets people moving faster like a fire lit under their ass, especially when they're completely exposed like they are on that motorcycle. So a lot of these guys starting to move towards the play zone, the safer area here. Only 2 groups outside. Got Unbuilt Dragon and his team there. And that is just
around that U.S.
Unbuilt with the East Carolina University, J-Span and his team here. 2 separated from their group here. Look at that. They take 2. They're taking 2 vehicles. It's not such a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all, especially like it looked like they were going to cross a bridge right there. So maybe expecting some bridge trolls.
I hope not to see that into too much competitive play, but I have seen it before. Some Dr. Disrespect stuff right there.
It really is, man. That's definitely like streaming 101 trying to get that sub count up.
Exactly. Just sit on the bridge and block people in. Got Protozor there right in Stauber still trying to figure out how to, I guess, pull out of the Walmart parking lot. It's looking like he's having some trouble making a move there. Pesky still doing the same thing.
With, I think it was Unbuilt Dragon. It was like he was under fire down there.
Looks like it. Everybody's kind of slowly starting to move into this fairly large play area. I mean, you're looking at about 12 or 15 kilometers here that are still open altogether. Orma Whale here, probably hearing that. UAS right there. Jay Good
not being shy with those shots.
He is not. They do not play. They are very aggressive. Jay Good, Ox Buddy. They're a fairly deadly team. Orma Whale, he's a really good shot. When we were talking about the leading the shots from earlier, that's exactly the kind of stuff you see from Orma Whale. Things like being able to lead no matter how fast they're going. He connects a lot of shots. Gigabyte trying to get Protozor there from behind that tree. Such an unfortunate turn of events right here. Their bike on the ground.
And he's got a pretty good position as well.
He does.
You can pin him down pretty well.
I appreciate hills over trees. Trees just do not do enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, positioning wise, like able to take cover when you really need it, like that's gonna benefit you a lot more in the tree.
Absolutely. Oh, Chocolate just absolutely demolishes. Yeah, absolutely demolished Protozor, taking him out. That was some next level stuff right there. Just taking everyone down. Gigabyte down. Sentinel down.
Yeah, I mean, we were just, criticizing that tree, but it's definitely doing him some justice right here.
Yeah.
Giving him a little separation here, going to bandage up some wounds, just trying to recover a little bit of health. Those shots, though, pretty low.
Now, while I favor the hills, there's no shame in being a tree hugger in PUBG. I'm not against it. I just do not prefer it.
Yeah. That hill, though, is helping him out a little bit, giving him some breathing room right there, going over and just healing up. Trying to revive his teammate.
Trying to make him as healthy as possible. Look at that. 57 alive. Gigabyte might be in some trouble here. Sentinel SD here. Still down. Havoc Killer behind Protozor here. Protozor not really seeing the bigger picture here. Havoc might be able to take out Protozor here. Doesn't look like it.
Oh,
and now they're down. That is the rest of them.
That was disgusting. He just turned around and dropped him right there, and he was suppressed, and it was like he is pretty kitted out right here.
And that is exactly what I like to see from, an aggressive play style is what really wins those close quarter situations, especially when you have a red dot or a holographic. Like, you don't have to worry too much about your peripherals being blocked. And that's it for Lock Haven University of Pennsylvania. They just completely destroyed by Protozor. 4 kills under his belt. Even if he doesn't win, that's still 5 points in total for their team currently. A squad wipe.
Definitely a very impressive showing on his part. I wasn't expecting it to go down like that, man. But it's kind of game we play, right? It's kind of hard to predict things when it comes down to it.
Exactly, because everything's pretty much up to the play style. Kuba down and out, finally dying. I think he must have gotten knocked and bled out. Unfortunately, 111. We saw him riding on his little motorcycle. The last of his team, University of California, Riverside. He has 19 games played, 50 kills. Odang, and what looks like Padawan and Lugo. They are all just powerhouses. They have well over 1.5 KDs. So we're here at 57 alive, 53 alive. 9 seconds till the play area gets actually a lot smaller and a little bit too close to comfort in about 10 seconds here for some of these teams.
Yeah, I see two of them right there just kind of starting to converge in on each other.
Is exactly what's happening. And,
sometimes if that happens, that's going to be was that 3v4? No.
No, that's a 4v4 there.
It was covering for a second.
Yeah, a little bit on top of each other. J-Span with the Tennessee Technological University picking up a kill earlier here in the games. Raven, the powerhouse, the one and only, 4 kills right across the street from him. But a lot of times we see this, they don't even notice each other. Sometimes they go their separate ways and maybe not even being noticed. You still have Unbuilt Dragon down there with his team, and they might find themselves in a firefight here soon.
I got to be honest, man. I think they're on a collision course here.
That's what it looks like. It looks like they're moving up.
They're covering that ground to the right.
That's exactly what looks like is about to happen here. Twitch TV/Booty-sama coming up on J-Span. About to make a move. It looks like Zraven. They're all taking some bounding Overwatch positions here, trying to make sure that they're able to kind of secure this area a little bit better. I'm not sure if Booty-sama knows exactly what's happening. Got some people in the trees.
Definitely got spotted right there.
Yep, in the trees. That's the type of spot that I don't like to see. Holy Recreation almost going down there. 30% health. J-Span trying to get a little bit of a better angle, but looks like Booty-sama's kind of pinned down, and this is exactly what I was talking about here with being behind the trees. It's like you have no real side cover if there's a spot like a collection of houses. Booty-sama going down there, getting knocked from falling, which is very weird. Booty-sama might go down here, half health from a shot.
He fell?
It said, yeah, it says, he said Booty-sama knocked from falling. That's what it said there in the, and what looked to be like the console there. Pretty interesting stuff there.
Well, that'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally anything that happened there. Suka there knocked. Look at that, Car 98.
I think, right to the head. I mean, you don't play around with a car either.
No. They got a lot of stopping power.
Yes, sir.
What's your favorite weapon to use in a situation like this?
I mean, if I have the car, cool, but like M16, with a 4x2, I'm not going to complain.
I see that. Holy Recreation taking down Booty-sama, unfortunately not able to crawl his way to safety. It's just unfortunate there. Suka picked back up, 10% health. And that is 3v4 now. Unless they can do something, they can make a move. It's really hard to get these guys when they're hugging the trees and hugging the buildings. Looks like they're taking a little bit of a chance on falling back here.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to, and I don't blame them for this, not really trying to, engage in what I would say is an unnecessary fight. If you don't have to take it, sometimes it's just better to just live to fight another day.
Exactly. Looks like Zraven's down as well. Unfortunate for that team there. Wow, look at how small that is. We're looking at less than 2 kilometers inside of a safe zone. Wum is still there by himself. A lot of these guys on the very, very far outskirts of the safe zone, and we only have 1 minute and 40 seconds until it's going to start again.
Definitely, and that's something you always got to keep an eye out for because, you point that out so well, Sauce, and I'm wondering, like, if these guys don't have a car, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Like, they need a vehicle to cover that much distance, especially in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, either that or standing around a Red Bull.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you could pop a couple.
Looks like they're all going to go down here, and 1 minute and 18 seconds might not be enough time to get, these teams cleared. Taking some pop shots there, but they're really close to the border. Unfortunately, if they don't get themselves picked up and moving pretty soon, they're just going to die. Look at how close that barrier, inches away.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, that's basically in this kind of situation, that's almost a certainty, a death sentence.
Exactly. It's almost time to just go and run off on your own. Freven taking some shots there. Another 2 shots, 3 shots, 4. Freven still not ducking. Camille may as well just go all out, looks like.
I was going to say, Camille might have resigned himself to just defeat right here and at least trying to take somebody down with him, just letting those shots rip.
And that's the best way to do it. And he's finally gotten himself out of the line of fire, but will he be able to take the time to go forward?
Yeah, it's a little harder to duck that circle when it's right there and it's going to be rushing you down. And trust me, that damage output's starting to get a little higher right here. Speaking of damage, see Cucumber just lighting Wiki up right behind the grounded plane right there.
Wiki as well, not looking too healthy, might go down here. Wum being knocked out there and killed with that headshot. Which is weird how he got knocked out because there's nobody left on his team, but a lot of firefights happening right here. Day taking some damage. Wow. Unfortunate end to Neo Jonathan almost. There it is.
If you're a good shot sauce, that red dot is for you, man.
I absolutely love it.
The way it follows players, like it's so, and again, you even said it, less disturbance on the field of view. You know, that's why I'm not really partial to the hollow anymore. You know, kind of graduated at red dot.
Red dot is the simplest and easiest scope to be using in these close situations, especially when it comes to urban operations, room clearing, and things like that. You are pretty much giving yourself the most advantage by using the red dot over the holographic. The 2x is, I think that's just in there as a joke, like the VSS. Curly going down, 45 alive. We have not even seen the final play area yet, and we are still, like 8 teams deep in this game.
Yeah, a lot of people kind of hanging around here.
Yeah, a lot of them don't really care to move yet. It's just about when they start seeing and feeling that burn that they're like, okay, it's time to go.
Right.
Unfortunately, Jake Blue's not in this game, it doesn't seem like. He and his team.
Yeah, I know he was the one you told me to keep an eye out for, but I haven't seen him competing yet.
I haven't seen him compete yet. Jake Blue is not in this game, but if you are watching for a friend, call their name out in the Twitch chat. That way, when they die, inevitably, you can see your chat. They can see your chat popping up there in the clip chat replay. J-Span baiting some shots out of Hopkins.
Yeah, he's just trying to get a location on Hopkins' position. Looks like him and his teammate trying to capitalize on that.
Yeah, they're still 4 strong here. Beta Cuck looking for an opportunity. J-Span might take some damage here, but it looks like Beta Cuck taking a shot there. Aggressive Devil. He's still peeking and shooting as much as he can, but he's going to get left by his team if he doesn't move.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't want to take the L to, my man. Losing this, dying to someone named Beta Cuck, that's definitely up there. I'm not gonna front.
Unfortunately, I feel like that would turn on you pretty quickly.
I mean, if he's good enough, man, you might not have the option. I mean, they're hanging around here again. Just 44 people left here, as you said, about 7 or 8 teams.
We're looking around here. There's a lot of guys with 4X scopes. A lot of guys who have their helmets completely broken. J-Span might actually go down here. Edict just not able to connect, close. Yeah.
Need 1 or 2 more shots here.
J-Span going down right too.
That window, yep.
Interesting here. We have just a small play area to go. You still have that about 1.5 kilometer play area, but it's about to go down to like 800 meters in area. Rich for you. It's actually looking for an opportunity to take some people down here. It's only one of 4 teams here with, I believe, all of their players.
Yeah, obviously the field's starting to thin right here in this circle. That's about to pop right here. Not going to do anyone too many favors unless you're dead center in the middle of it. As we see Edic just letting these shots rain.
That's all we need to see right here is we need to see some shots connecting and some teams going down because we had an opportunity to watch a 1v4 in the last 5 alive, and that was really hard to watch because there was really nothing you can do. You just get surrounded, and unfortunately, that's when the game will end. So hopefully, some of these teams can start picking them up and picking them off.
Definitely, man. No amount of positioning is going to get you out of a 1v4 situation. Like at some point, someone's just going to land that one shot, and that's it.
Exactly. Especially the Car 98, just absolutely demolishing some of these close quarter fights. Especially when you have them sitting a little bit further in the back, maybe taking a little bit more risk of actually getting caught out by the play zone, but still doing massive damage. Like we see right here, Pisky might be actually going down, might get killed here if he doesn't find himself closer to the play area. Just kind of sitting there. I don't know exactly what's happening, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
King Master again taken down with the Scar L. Oxbuddy dying outside the play zone. 32 left in what is now the smallest possible play area for these guys to survive it. There's just no way that... Look at that, 32 left. CPVO Vito going down and out.
And that's right after he took someone out too. So some retribution almost immediately following his kill.
Exactly.
Not gonna hang around too long to enjoy it. Looks like Payback going for a quick little looting spree. As we see Cucumber again just pressuring folks outside the zone.
It's unfortunately not going to be able to take him out in time. He said, you know what, it's okay. I'm going to go out my way. Just die right outside the play zone here. Protozor here under some fire as well. 25 left. Pixel just died right outside of the play zone. 25 left. A minute until it gets significantly shorter. Suka, oh my God, doing massive damage.
Yeah, just keep on letting those shots ring, because eventually I was gonna say like the car is gonna be in danger of blowing up, but not even necessary on that exchange.
No, Pabia, he is just like his teammates Raven. He does a lot of damage. He connects shots very easily. So Suka and Pabia might even be able to take this away from any of these teams right now. 24 alive. Pabia going down. Suka going down almost.
Oh, wow.
That popping shots. Suka going down and dying, actually. Here's 22 left. 30 seconds to go. A lot of these guys still sitting on the outside here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you got to make a move at some point. I know you hear those shots just going out, just kind of filling the field and stuff like that, but you gotta make a play at some point.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel right now. I feel like I'm watching something that's happening, and I'm not seeing what I want to see. I want to see these guys start moving up and moving fast. Got a whole team sitting in this little hut, Unbuilt Dragon, unknowing to what could potentially be right outside for him.
Yeah, I mean, imagine just walking in there and just staring down those 3 automatics pointed right at you.
It would be super, super unfortunate for these guys. And
my bad for wanting it to happen though. Like, you said at the beginning of the stream, man. Like, we want these clip moments. I feel, but definitely might make the cut.
Exactly, and they're just waiting. They have plenty of time to wait before they need to make a move. But right outside, Unbuilt Dragon, Hopkins, and his team could be their immediate aggressors. If they don't,
there's somebody off to their right as well. Yeah.
Right and left. They don't even see a J-Span.
Nobody's noticed each other.
Tox almost going down. Unbuilt Dragon going down. Hopkins going down. Tox literally the only one left. If their team doesn't get picked up, it's all over. Tox probably going to lose this altercation here. Oh.
Okay. Tox making a stand here, though.
J-Span killing him with the Vector. 13 left. Able to pick up his entire team. A minute and 10 seconds until we see this getting a whole lot stranger.
That was looking like the winner shack, man, but it did not work out once they exited.
Google ID just down and out. Just lots of shots being fired here, but not a whole lot of reserve here for these other teams. The Salty Sea Cow taking some good, well-placed shots there. Culkin almost going down there. Salty Sea Cow has to be very careful here. It's a 2v1, so now they can cover him out on all sides. He just has to take down one at a time.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is, too, so his position not going to be a secret here.
Exactly. This is what I was talking about. There's no cover on those sides there, and Culkin obviously taking him out. Look at that.
No doubt about it. Not doing himself any favors here, and nobody actually dead set in the middle of that circle either, so...
They're trying to avoid each other.
10 players left here, so not too much ground to work with.
Yeah, we got 2 teams of 2, 1 team of 3, and I believe there's another. Oh, there's 2 teams of 3, 2 teams of 2 left here. 10 alive. Culkin has it's not looking very good. He's not looking healthy. And Terrence right there needs to bandage himself up, keep himself alive. But this play area is shrinking, and it does not look good for either of these teams.
And he's coming up that hill as well, so...
Look at that. Google ID takes some damage there.
Could just pick him off, man.
Google ID goes down here, and it's over for them. Google ID right now with University of Connecticut might be getting themselves an early tab to the Twitch stream here. Unbuilt Dragon taking some damage, too.
He's going to go for this revival here. Maybe just trying to take advantage of all the chaos happening already. Again, nine folks left. Still, anything can happen.
Tox here is just trying to place down some cover fire, and that's good for him. Look at, he's doing the right thing, especially when you're not in a very favorable position. You know, here behind a tree, it's not usually the best place. Hopkins being taken down with Car 98 and Terrence shooting him down. Google ID right there. Not looking good behind that tree. They have to make it to what looks like the entire open. That's what's happening here. Tox going down. Rich for you, taking him down with the AKM. Fast but furious. Payback Bills as well. Knocking one.
Payback. He is holding it down right now. Well, he from holding it down to going down.
Exactly.
It's not easy, man. It's kind of small environment. And you see these shots, everyone just getting it. Terrence right here was like he's going to go ahead and just try and finish Rich off right here, and he's going to get him.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. Royal G still knocked, and Terrence looking around. See, sticking out in the middle of the field is literally all you can do at this point. Look at how tiny that circle is, and look at where the trees are placed.
But dude, we really thought that Google ID, like, he was done for, like him and his boy, and like they have actually managed to make it to the bitter end here, still with an opportunity.
Yeah, they're Forrest Gumping this game really hard here. Grid J taking a peek, trying to find some people. They have to do something about Google ID, though. Unfortunately, he's down. It's literally up to Grit to take out 3 of these guys here. Royal G, great shot, by the way.
Happens, man. Seldom happens, but what a story it would be if he can make this comeback. Very unlikely.
But it doesn't. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, going to get caught. The zone obviously not doing in many situations right there. But I mean, at the second place, I mean, you can't be mad at that.
Second place is not bad. And Terrence Culkin, we got Royal G and Edict here with the University of California, San Diego, picking up not only 35 points for their team, but an extra 11 for their team as well. Divine Mercy.
Definitely.
Look at that, 3 kills.
Combining right there for some very impressive stat line, I want to say, coming out with, again, first place. And what university are they out of again? Excuse me, I might have missed it.
University of California, San Diego.
Okay.
First place.
Go. West Coast. Yeah, West Coast holding it down.
Yeah, they're representing. Now we got just a couple more minutes until the second game starts. So let's go back here to the stats. We'll take a quick break. Audio.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, man? How did you feel about that game?
Really proud, really happy. So I don't know if most of the Twitch chat knows, but we're a revamped roster right now. Like we just brought on the 40 people, and they performed really well. So I'm really proud.
What was your tactic? Like your initial, bring me behind the scenes of early game UCSD.
So early game UCSD is we played a lot of practice coming up to these games, just because new roster, we wanted to get comfortable with each other. And early game we played a lot of games where we just took a lot of fights early game. So we were ready to fight early game. We were trying to actually go to Lipovka, but then we saw people go, and we were pretty sure they were going to land earlier than us. So at least that's what I saw from the perspective of my players. And we just took a car and went straight to Severny. Got a little lucky with crate drops along the way. But we know that if we can make it into the middle of the game, we have a really good chance because we play the circle really well.
I've seen that many times. I'm very curious as to some of the tactics of splitting up very early game and coming back together all of a sudden, just trying to figure out the best tactic from your perspective. Is that something that you guys enjoy doing, splitting up and then coming back together, kind of like a ball of putty?
Yeah, almost definitely. We always try to do that when we're practicing. We just find it easier to cover more ground. We split up. But the main thing is that we've gotten really good at planning this out ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So we always tell each other what we're going to do. And we always kind of just are on the same page about it, which is something that I was really glad that we were able to pick up really fast while we were practicing. So we always have our vision straightforward. We know what we want to do. We just kind of also have our individual hey, I'm gonna go do this, but let's meet up here, or I'm gonna go do this, let's meet up here, and we're really good at communicating that. And
that's really good. I'm glad to see some of those team dynamics actually being shown and showcased here, at least in the amateur side of the competitive side of PUBG. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just really glad because we started off the season really strong. Unfortunately, some of our players, their schedules conflicted with the match schedule, so we had to drop a lot of our players, and we just brought in a lot of new players for the roster, both for squads and duos. And this squad roster, we put in the practice, so it feels nice that the practice paid off.
I'm very interested in seeing how they do during Game 2. Thank you so much for coming by. And
Cool.
Right now, we're going to get ourselves ready for Game 2 here in just a quick minute. Once again, just take a second here to thank our subscribers, but most of all, thank our sponsors, Plays.tv. Quick and easy way to record, edit, and share all of your clips from any games that you're obviously interested in playing and sharing with your friends. Plays.tv makes it super, super simple, quick, easy, and efficient to do all those things and many more. So check out Plays.tv and get started today. New game about to be underway here. Just 5 minutes. Take some time here to gather yourselves and get ready to watch your friends, teammates, and or your significant player other ready to battle it out here in Game 2.
I was wondering where you were gonna take that.
Yeah, honestly I was on ice with metal shoes and I was just slipping.
I like what you did there, man. I'll tell you what, though. If I call my girl playing this game, I think I might have to put a ring on it, man, because this is definitely my crack right now.
If I could catch a girl that's decent at this game, and then we could do duos, we could just, man, take it away, man. Woo!
That'd be incredible. So let me ask you something, because again, I'm still a little new here, guys. First time commentating. But how often do you ever see a team, or excuse me, a squad repeat their victory from Game 1?
Sorry, say again?
How often do you see one of these teams able to win both games? How this is a regular game, so we just saw them take the first one. Is it oftentimes that we see them able to go back to back?
It definitely happens sometimes. If the game where they take the first win, as long as everything goes not perfectly but nominally, right? As long as they can formulate a plan that pretty much helps them survive to the late game, especially the late game teams that do win, like San Diego. You have to see them in the early game to know if they're going to win the late game, because they do a lot of looting, and you got to see what their weapon composition looks like. But most of the time, if they can make it to the first 2 or 3 inner circle changes, then you're pretty much looking at smooth sailing, really. And they eventually will either take first place or at least top 5. They do really well to become the last 5 or 3 or 5 team standing. And then it's just obviously it's all down to positioning at the very end. I think that's what it takes. It's just that very end where they all start looking and go, okay, well, this is a really small area. How can we play this? And they just got to play it perfectly.
Well, I mean, what we just saw, man, that game one, they clearly looked like a well-oiled machine right there. I mean, pretty much finished, with all their players intact and just held it down, to the bitter end. So I'm interested to see if they can go for the double tonight. I'd be very satisfied with that. Not to slight anybody else, but I like what I saw.
I mean, that's going to be a massive win for them. I mean, they took 11 points extra just in kills. If they're able to do that again,
that's big right there. That's big. They weren't they weren't shying away from battle, right? When it came down to it, put some holes in you.
Exactly, and that's, I mean, one of the best parts about the point system is that even if you make that third place, you can turn that into a first place very quickly if you just take the time to get some of those kills. There's been teams that have won with just 3 kills, and so that 36 points that they may, or that 38 points that they've got. Could easily be trumped by second place with 10 kills. So,
yeah, I know. I understand that. I understand it's a survival game first. You know what I mean? Like, the objective is just to stay alive and win.
Exactly. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Being a little flashy on the way there, can't complain about that.
Exactly. And some of the most deadly teams are the ones that aren't as aggressive in the early game, picking up those early kills.
Yep.
So.
Kind of laying low to the bitter end right there, but they'll show up when they need to.
Exactly. And that's what really matters here. It's just showing up when it matters and making the plays when they matter. So hopefully we see that coming up here soon. Very, very quickly.
I know you're pretty seasoned at commentating here for this collegiate event. Have you ever entered any tournaments yourself?
I haven't. That's just mainly because I'm not that great at any game, like I'm not that great at any game, and I know that if I take that objective look at myself, I'm like, okay, what can I possibly do for the esports community? I'll never be a pro player, never ever will I be a pro player, because I'm never that good. I have those games that are really good once or twice a week, and then the rest of them are just pretty mediocre. I mean, I would find myself probably messing around a lot if I were entering an event like this. I've gotten, in my lifetime, I've gotten 14 crossbow kills, and that's when I've just been going for it. Generally, anytime I go for a crossbow, I get kills with it. But stuff like that is you can't be doing that in a I don't even think crossbows spawn here in professional.
I was gonna say they control the spawn on that, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they don't spawn crossbows, because that would be quite an interesting dynamic.
I mean, unless you're Legolas, you're not gonna do too much with a crossbow. So.
That or Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, right.
That's what I call it. I call it hunting squirrels, and I go out there and I take a 4X and bop it right on a crossbow and try to go after some people.
I think you might get yourself banned, my man. That sounds like modding, but I'll let it rock.
I don't know. You can never tell with Bluehole these days. They're working closely, actually pretty close to getting their release done, from what I'm understanding, for their what's it called? Their Xbox release. I'm hearing that it's supposed to be pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I mean, also, I don't know if, I'm sure you checked it out earlier, but you saw those photos that PlayerUnknown Battleground posted from the new desert map.
Yes, I'm very excited.
It's pretty impressive. We've been on this island for quite a while, man. Starting to feel like we're on Lost, an episode of Lost or something like that. So
exactly.
To get a little bit of a change of scenery, that's going to be dope.
And I think that's what H1Z1 did wrong for so long, is not only not fixing every bug that's ever... okay, just side note real quick. You used to be able to, in H1Z1, honk the horn and get out of the car, and the car horn would still go on. They fixed it by allowing you to not get into every vehicle and do that, but it only worked with one vehicle. So if you started doing that with the horn on one vehicle and you moved to another one, the other one would stop, but then you could continue with the next vehicle, right? But you used to be able to get into every single car, hold down H, and get out of the vehicle while you had H held, and the car horn would just go forever, literally forever. And you know how H1Z1 works with the physics. You could just drop right out no matter how fast the car's going.
Yeah, it was pretty generous in that aspect.
Exactly. So you could literally just horn, kamikaze horn somebody in the middle of a city. It's pretty fun. But I think that's where H1Z1 kind of missed the mark, is where they didn't start introducing more maps, more dynamic.
Well, people, as good as the game is, man, variety is the spice of life. Like you gotta give people options. I feel like what Battlegrounds has done so well is like it's a survival game done right. And we've had plenty of time to familiarize ourselves with this particular location. So I understand. Hey, we're gonna give you vaulting and all this other kind of crazy crap, but at the end of the day, man, like let's see that desert map. That's what I'm geared up for.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with the weather because as I don't know if you know this, but I mean, as much as I don't like Unreal Engine, it does have a lot of it has a lot of capabilities. You can do a lot of things with Unreal. So, very excited to see what they're going to be doing with like the weather when it comes to PUBG and what they're going to be doing with the dynamics of the maps.
Dude, somebody recommended you should be able to catch heat stroke, and I was just like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm totally on board with something like that.
Are we getting too real? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think that's way too real.
The game is self-aware.
Yeah. It's like, hey, you should stop drinking those Red Bull. Your blood sugar is going to spike. I don't know about that.
Oh man, I do know this second game is underway. I don't know, not another pretty generous plane. Looking at the scope of things, not too bad.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm very excited here to see the positioning of some of these teams. Like I said earlier, with being alone in some places, like if you're alone in Milta with a whole squad, that's a whole clear out for you and your team. Same thing with Milta.
Definitely.
Same thing with Milta Power in prison.
Yeah, those kind of big body areas, that's, personally when I play a squad, that's what I like. Because you always got to keep in mind, like, it's not, just about creating space and trying to avoid people at the early game, but you got to make sure everybody has enough to go around.
Exactly.
You got 4 bodies you got to take care of, and you got a long game ahead of you. So, again, that early start, as you'd like to point out a lot, Sauce, definitely very important.
Yeah, I've not been able to find a game that I've been dissatisfied. It looks like Royal G didn't make it on the plane. If you see that, do you see that up there in the corner?
Oh, I see. Yeah, he's up there. Wow. Okay.
I
wonder if he glitched. Because I've seen that glitch in game before, where you're just stuck on the island. Now it is possible for someone to get a boat and sail out there and get you.
Is this a solo game?
So much time.
This looks like a solo game and not a squad game. There it is. Okay. I was wondering why everybody looked so disoriented or separate from each other. Fairly interesting.
Oh, is that what happened? Are we in a solo?
No, it's not. I think it was just it doesn't really look like it's been. It doesn't really look like the teams have been kind of clumped together right. A lot of people dying from falling. Orma whale, very interesting. I'm not sure what's happening here. But
yeah, this is interesting game, but I mean, nonetheless, they're still playing it out for now, at least.
67 alive.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll see how it unfolds. I'm kind of like in the same situation as you. I see over there on the side right there. It looks like Rich and Beta Cuck in some danger.
Yeah, hopefully not taking too much damage like the last 7 people almost. I don't know how they died, but a lot of them, it looked like they were dying from falling. A lot of them looked like they a little bit of vehicular manslaughter there.
I know it can happen, but like 7 people?
It was an early game. Look at that. Another one knocked out from a headshot from the Scar L. Look, pretty aggressive here. No pun intended. Suka, Booty Saman's Raven there, making their way over to try to pick up their teammate, but the Neo the Legend there. Looks like these guys, somebody knocked him out, and that is not a good place to be dropped because you are far.
He's right there around the scaffolding area. So I don't know if anyone's going to go over there and try and finish him off. I see him doing some crawling right there. Looks like Tony down there thinking about going for it.
That's what it looks like here. And there's just a lot of unhealthy looking teams right now. Pandemonium there all by himself, and this is one of those things that we were talking about earlier where like the team density is usually very scarce, but now they're just right on top of each other.
Right.
That's crazy right now. You have so many people here at the military base, and once again, the circle, very far north, Pandemonium going down, Holy Recreation going down, or knocking down Pandemonium.
There's just a lot of early deaths here and damage just being distributed throughout the field right now. It's kind of like a 180 of what we saw in that first game, Sauce.
Exactly. We're immediately seeing action. A lot of weapon density here. Pandemonium now in some trouble here. Papia killing Pandemonium with the M16 or M4, 65 left. J-Span up there taking some shots too. Raven here. Not going to get taken out like he did in the last game. He's going to take a little bit of points home for his team. He has to do it. J-Span here. These guys are going to get pinned down in a really bad position, and it could get very ugly.
And they got to rely right here on these iron sights as well. Haven't come across a scope or any kind of sights to aid them. And that's a tough shot to make from that distance out, man, especially when he's got that kind of like that hillish area reinforcing his position.
Especially with no health, iron sights, and not a whole lot of places to go and fall back. Jeez. Booty Sama here trying to make a move. They're not looking healthy. They're not far enough into the game right now where they've got all of their health kits and supplements in order.
Right.
So Raven looks like they're about to clash with a whole other side of this fight. But Papia might be going in there to take some people down. And he's very good at it.
Oh, yeah. Picking and choosing where he wants to go right here. Under a little bit of fire, and he knows it.
See, you got to check those corners. That's what I see a lot of mistakes where people make. You know, they don't check those corners. And when you're talking about urban ops, you have to be checking corners. You got to be making those very quick but very careful decisions. You got to check corners and look around. Otherwise, you get completely turned out like Raven, Booty Sama did to Holy Recreation and J-Span and his team.
And, you know, as well put as you said, you know, it comes down to execution too. You know what I mean? That was a team that was in, you know, perfect sync right there, just kind of going and just bully their way in.
Exactly.
And just take control.
And that's what makes them very deadly. They're very good at communicating and doing these things like urban operation style, like takedowns very quickly and efficiently. That way they don't take as many casualties as, say, your normal team that doesn't have that kind of backbone yet.
Right.
So here we have what looks like 4 teams still left on mill base. Sverny looking pretty dead there. Look at that. Everybody's just kind of spread out thin. It's looking pretty good for some of these guys.
Oh, it looks like they have that entire town to themselves.
Exactly. Legendary Toast, Salty Seacal, Wiki, and Bipo still by themselves. Got a whole town to loot. Padawan, Odang, Lugo, and Wum still looting their way through what looks to be their own little sanctuary here.
Yeah, it looks like the action is at least settled down a bit for now as well. So team's going to finally get an opportunity right there, maybe bandage some of those wounds that are plaguing them from that early start. Again, a very violent start to this second game here, Sauce.
Exactly. And that's what you like to see. You like to see a lot of death very quickly. That way these guys kind of get to move on towards the safe zone. That way they, you know, get kitted out, start doing exactly what they're meant to be doing, which is looting and planning.
There it is. You see Booty Sama here, never one to really shy away from the action here, just taking a couple shots.
Look at that. Booty Sama, he's really good at placing shots no matter what he's got on his scope. Whether it's a 2x, a red dot, or a 15x, he does so well placing these shots. He's another one that does so well tracing, leading these shots on. The whole team goes.
Wow, just a complete annihilation right there.
Raven spreading like ants. Spreading like ants, because you have to. Raven is a good shot. Vito also a good shot. This could be very interesting.
Looks like Vito, I think that's the car, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, and he's got himself.
Paired with an 8X. Not bad.
That Raven could be in some trouble. Poppy could just be in some trouble as well. Oh, not able to take the shot in time. Look at that. And he's still got one of his teammates down. That's it. CPBO, Vito, he is by himself behind the tree.
Yeah,
up shit creek, yeah.
Yeah, it might make him making his last stand right here because they are spreading out. They are going to go ahead and just surround him and take him out. And I don't even think he's going to see it coming.
No, Booty Sama is making his way to flank, and that's what he does best. And he's going to take him out right there. This is Vito's final moments right here.
Yep,
up shit creek without a paddle. Booty Sama knocking down Vito, and Vito's out and down. They still have.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, no, I was just gonna say again, you just gotta kind of credit the execution on that team, man. They are, they are not shying away from any fights, and you're seeing why, right? Because they're taking them and they're winning.
They have a very good early game, and they're very good at picking off people, within like the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the game. But sometimes they're just not able to make the plays happen in the end game, which is why, although they're the most deadly team here in the Collegiate Battleground Series, but they're not the ones that win the most, unfortunately. I mean, it's just that late game execution that really gets them sometimes.
Right. The ability, though, to make it to the late game at the end of the day, that's kind of, that's what you're going to be looking for. Obviously, the dub, very, very important, but, not going out early is obviously, one of the things they're striving to avoid. They do a pretty good job of that, man, in aggressive form as well, as we see the circle finally start to move here.
One thing I will say is that these are a lot of the early game kills is what keeps them. It's what keeps them up. Zraven already at 5 kills. I mean, that is a ridiculous amount here when we just started 72, right? Nobody else here in the military base now because of Zraven and his team. A lot of them pulled away and out. Unbuilt Dragon and his team making their way down towards Milta across the bridge, trying to get away from what is impending doom. It does a lot of damage now.
Very well said. All right, see Cucumber here trying to line up a Robo in his sights here.
Trying to find something back and forth, and that's what really sucks about the hospital. There's so many windows, so many ways to get away from people.
Oh, pulling up in that US and then eating some shots here. Night Ghost.
Camel going down. Wow. That's all it takes.
Yep.
Cleaning him up. Anchor's killing Fuchsia with a headshot with the UMP. That's another squad wipe right there. Ox Buddy. Wow, look at that. What a quick decision taking these guys down.
Trying to get off some revival right here. Looking for a safe spot to do it.
Seems like some stuff's really starting to settle here. 55 alive. Safe zone about to make its completion. Knight's Ghost. Take it. Wow. One with the Car 98.
Oh, what a shot.
Just the rest of the squad being wiped entirely. What an unfortunate end.
He just kind of came out of nowhere with that, too. I mean, just understood he still had an opportunity to get some good positioning and just did not yield at all.
No, Zraven rolling up with the crew here. Mikyoshi, last time they had an encounter, it was not good. Rich, for you, was the last one that survived, and Zraven took him out like he has so many others. Weapon density here looking pretty good, though. It's 2 scars and an M4 from the... Pulling up another guy here. King Meister here. Trying to run away. Everybody's kind of shooting at him now. It's like the two teams turned on one guy running away.
All right, we got Rich here just tossing an aid. Trying to maybe create a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, look at that. Zraven might be in some trouble here. He's got 2 people still in here. Payback.
I feel like I haven't heard you say that too often. Is Zraven in trouble? It's the way this guy executes.
Exactly. California State University, Los Angeles. Here. Could be in some trouble here. Suka. Zraven killing Payback.
Oh, they are fighting over this compound here.
Mikyashi literally 2% HP. Suka. Booty-sama's Raven, they're just biding their time. Mikyashi is going to go down here. He'll be dead in just a second.
You see Choco lit, though. Looks like he's been alerted to the shots. Kind of keeping a watchful eye over there.
He was able to get his health up a little bit, too. Rich for you. Behind the curve here. It's all about the next couple moves they make. Raven, Booty-sama, and Suka both not looking as healthy as they could be. Rich and Mikyoshi here. Unfortunately, pinned down. It's all about that first or second move that they make. Because that's all it takes to start that, that snowball effect where they start taking down people and doing damage.
And you see Rich right there. I got a little moment to recover some health back. He's peeking now. He's trying to get a feel for where these guys are. Still very much so in danger.
And if you look up there in the hills there, you got Sentinel SD, Gigabyte. They're all up here waiting and watching. You can see that they're watching.
Yep. They're because those shots, man, they just alerted it to them, and they're just kind of waiting to see who kind of comes out of this one on top, and then likely going to go ahead and try to pull over that vulture effect and just pick the bones.
Rich is still well covered right now by Brad there in the back. It's still a 3v3, but they're making some moves right now. Unfortunately, that little shack is blocking Rich's view. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to do too much, but
well, on the plus side, it's blocking the bullets from Rich too. So.
Exactly. Booty Sama there,
how we get it.
taking it away there. Look at that. I've never seen 3 people on such a tiny bike before, but here it is. 49 alive, 33 seconds until the play area shrinks.
Definitely electing to just go ahead and live to fight another day right there. That was a very aggressive exchange we saw, but nobody really yielded position right there until they just decided to kind of just take off.
Exactly. And now they're starting to realize, hey, we got to move. They maybe they backed out of the fight, but we're the ones here out of position.
Exactly. I think they made that conscious decision like, okay, we see the clock counting down. We know that circle's going to be moving, and it doesn't wait for anybody.
With that level 3 helmet left by Rice Crisper. Not sure if he even has a level 3 helmet or a helmet at all.
I assume he does, or I don't know what the hell he's thinking. That is not loot you leave.
I honestly would rather leave a gun behind rather than a helmet, because at least he does have a helmet on. Wasn't highlighted there in his little tooltip.
I think it was a level 3. When it zoomed out, I saw like a black outline. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He definitely had the level 3.
Yeah, the last time I was on a bike that small, I was singing "Don't Stop Me Now" before falling to my death. Unfortunately, Rice Crisper down. Mini 14 taken down and out. Neo Jonathan picking up the kill. That M16 weapon.
Yes, sir.
Weapon comps looking really good in these teams here. It's going to be a very interesting final moment.
Especially that Mini 14, man. Definitely, one of my favorite guns since making its addition to PUBG. All right, circle closing in just a tad here. And look at Copeland is up there at the top right there, and they're on a crate.
And there we go. Like we said earlier, everybody kind of thinks the same thing. Like, yeah, it's too contested. It's going to be too dangerous to go there.
But when you do commit to making that move, it pays off right there, because I didn't see anybody even in his vicinity.
Exactly. Kangmeister, like I asked earlier, like what was the theory behind leaving behind your team to go other places? And it just must be that good communication. Hopefully they have that, because if he gets caught out, he could be in some big trouble. He's out over there by himself as another team completely advances on his position right now.
Yep.
And see the play area is shrinking pretty quickly.
I'm wondering if we're going to get more ruins, or I don't think it'll finish in Georgetown. I don't think that's likely at all, but maybe looking towards like a ruins finish.
That's what it looks like, especially you can kind of predict where it's going to be just based off of where the smallest area is around so like the circle, the part of the circle that moves the slowest, wherever that part is, that's generally where you're going to start to see the move. That's at least what I've noticed.
I got you.
Could always be wrong. Trying to peek out, see if they can't find anybody over there in the hospital.
Yes.
Little do they know.
Cucumber and his squad. Yeah, I know.
Ooh, shooting range. Completely advanced further. Maybe it was the opposite.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
There we go. Sea Cucumber they're all still outside of the play zone. Maybe making some last effort rounds to try to find some stuff to kind of help them out here, but they could be in some trouble if they don't move. We only have about 2 minutes until the play area shrinks down to about that 1.5 kilometer range.
Yep, and last game, as we saw, was no exception to people who found themselves, that far out from the circle. You're either being contested while you're trying to get in there, or you just become a victim to the blue zone.
Exactly.
So,
that's what makes
very imperative.
It makes a difference.
Clock right now.
It definitely makes a difference. Kangmeister there running away from Inkers. Boy Lad about to run into Reek. Fallen Angel. He's got to go a little faster than that. Look at that. We're looking at a very clear map right now. Still 48 alive. And I don't know what is going on over there with Sea Cucumber. They're still just waiting outside the play zone. Sea Cucumber still just hanging out. I cannot rationalize what's going on down there, but
there's really no way to rationalize it. It's foolish. It's foolishness.
They're doing whatever they're doing, and I hope whatever they're doing pays off.
But I preference my comment by saying, it's hard, it's one of those things where you just kind of try and expect the unexpected, man. So they probably got something they're toying with, you know what I mean? Not just idly, doing this and just taking damage or putting themselves in a bad position.
That's what it sounds like. One with those well-placed shots and that moving vehicle, knocking down McYoshi. Brad and his team not having it at all, just completely leaving him behind. One there with that AK-47 and 8X is going to probably be able to take out some of these guys. Look at that. Hill's down, Epicho down.
He's definitely going to get some nice shots here. And he's not even moving. He just took 2 shots right there.
He does not care. He's going to take them all down. Took out. Look at that shot, almost knocking Kopta out. One still in a really good position right now. Still really, really good position. Blowing up the cars. Classic move right there.
A beautiful move, really just completely just pushing their advantage in this situation. The car is really being a liability right now.
Exactly.
Trying to take get some safety behind it, but no.
That's not how it works, unfortunately, for these guys here.
Yeah, those are not bulletproof.
They are not bulletproof.
Their rugged terrain, they are not bulletproof.
Kopta down and out. Freven down and out. Odang, One and Lugo advancing on that point and leaving a car for themselves to take away. Look at that. Look at that car on fire.
Yep. And it's just slowly just inching back right there. But I love that play, what they did, not only just having the courage right there to just kind of contest them, but also leaving themselves a car too to get themselves in a better position should they want to move. Fantastic.
Exactly. And that's what I was saying. Like, some people want to argue that it's not worth blowing up the cars with bullets, but Hershey died to the vehicle explosion. He didn't die from the bullets. He was undercover. He was perfectly safe until the car exploded. So
it almost seemed like they were just kind of shell shocked right there, because I felt like Wom had like plenty of time to just kind of line up his shot and take care of business. Like,
exactly.
At no point in that situation I feel like his team was in danger.
Exactly, and he took care of it pretty well.
Yeah.
Protozor taking some shots here too at Suka. Suka's still alive. Booty-sama still alive. Knocking Protozor.
Oh, beautiful shot right there with the car. And you saw like the precise hit right there. He only left just maybe an inch worth of that helmet just showing and just completely gets annihilated.
Knocked and killed. So he not only did he kill the only one knocked, but he also knocked Protozor as well.
And Curly has no idea.
He does not, and he's going to be in for a rude awakening here soon.
Yeah, he's about to become a victim here.
Yeah, he's about to become the victim. That's unfortunate. Sometimes you just got to release the hounds, and it's making those advancements that, especially in solo and duo play, it's like if the second you see somebody sitting behind a tree, you know that if you got a little bit more health, and you got to make that move, especially in a situation where you're behind rocks and trees, like that's what One did. He moved up. Booty-sama getting killed by Pixel. Suka getting killed by Pixels. Raven killed by Pixel. Pixel taking out.
Wow. 3 men in a row. Let's go.
And that's unfortunate because that is, I believe, that is the end of the University of Texas San Antonio. And Pixel taking him out.
Giddy up.
Pixel with 13 games played, 4 kills, but that's about to change today. Georgia Southern University here. Making some massive moves here. Look at that. Sea Cucumber trying to put any pressure that they can on him. Fallen Angel 2K just not looking good.
Yeah, he's trying to run and find some safety right there on that tree line. But Fallen Angel is exactly that, just fallen. And,
that's unfortunate.
I don't know what your religion is, man, but you're going to rise up somewhere. That's it.
Probably back in the Twitch chat to go and get.
Saying.
See a lot of people who die come into the Twitch chat and say, no, I shouldn't have died. It's always great to see that stuff here.
It happens, man.
Look at that. Look at how close together everybody's starting to get. It's 34 alive right now, but I might be speaking too soon here. It's looking like it could get very, very, very deadly quickly here.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a tipping point at someone. You see these teams, starting to converge right here. And right there, Sea Cucumber actually falling prey.
And that's it. Neo Jonathan going down will more than likely end their ride here.
Yeah.
Neo Jonathan down. They're not the last of their team, but they could very well be the last of their team to be playing here in this second game.
Did you see that pull by Colgan? Like, he took out Neo with the frag grenade right there. That was great placement there, recognizing the low health and just kind of exploiting it.
A lot of people doing it, man. A lot of people using their throwables, and I like seeing that. It's very advanced. As far as, like, most games, people choose to ignore those, go for the guns blazing, but they don't realize, pop some smoke and run away, throw a grenade and hide.
And I feel like that's still like an aspect that hasn't even been fully explored in PUBG, right? Like, so much more room to grow as far as offense and defense with those kind of capabilities here. As we see a lot of people still very much so outside the circle right here.
Pixel going down. You're in trouble going down, Oma. Look at that. Ferric down. Divine Mercy not in any better of a position. 26 alive. 1 minute and 30 seconds till the play area gets so much smaller. And I don't think it's going to be able to hold all these guys here.
I'm telling you, we've seen Pixel right there just amass, quite the body count throughout this game. But I don't know. It looks like he might be added to someone else's pile right here. Or somebody can make a move on him.
Curly better figure it out real quick because he is in a very bad position. And we're looking here. 23 alive, 58 seconds.
And like within the span of a minute, Sauce, we just see like 10 players just shaved off.
Exactly, and that's exactly how this goes. You get these guys in such a small space, and they just start taking shots, and they are relentless. You have Dapo here with the University of South Carolina. Legendary Toe here, peeking behind some trees. University of South Carolina as well. Legendary Toe's got 12 games, 16 kills. He's got a pretty positive KD for his team here.
Oh, definitely.
Curly, unfortunately, not able to take that shot with the Car 98, but able to pick something more up.
Exactly. Did a pretty good amount of damage right there and just trying to switch to the AR immediately and just trying to finish them off. Not quite getting or coming up with the result he wants right there. Google ID being knocked it down.
Oxbuddy has been taking out people left and right here. I'm very interested in seeing these after-game stats because he's taken out what looks to be like 4 or 5 people in just the last 25 people. He's just doing a lot of work here. Oxbuddy getting knocked down, unfortunately, though. Just as I'm talking about him, Salty Sea Cow taking him down there.
kind of commentator's curse right there.
Yeah, I think I just jinxed him, unfortunately.
Unintentional, I promise. We don't have a horse in this race, but it's certainly good to see them duking it out nonetheless. Again, fit now 17 here just to play, and Padawan up there pretty much alone by himself.
Look at that wiki there as well. 17 alive, 60 alive. Pixel not looking very healthy. Protozoa as well. Running through.
Wiki trying to finish off Protozoa there. I think he's going to escape, maybe. Trying to find some souls right there. You see him go immediately into prone.
And he's doing it. He's absolutely doing it.
Yep. He's good, too, because he's got the circle to his back right there. So he knows at the very least he don't have to worry about anybody running up on him right now and able to get a lot of that health back.
And look at him. He's right behind that tree. And you know how I feel about trees. I'm hoping it works out. I hope it works out for him. I really do. Here we go, Gigabyte just chilling out there. Our first sub this stream, right there behind the fallen plane wing. Look at how small that is. That's 300-meter circle right there. Not even. Royal G just trying to cover fire, which is so good because you never see that. You never see that anymore. People doing, the right thing and placing that cover fire. Gigabyte trying to take some damage away from Indic right now, but getting knocked with a headshot. Jeez, that's all it took.
I'm telling you, I'm glad you really pointed out that cover fire too, man. That's a non-selfish aspect of the gameplay that I really enjoy.
Look at that 1-1 with the Mini 14, 9 left. Who do you think is going to be the final team here? Royal G's down right now. Got Protozoa still up and alive, but Padawan 1-1. A lot of these guys who are super aggressive. Look at that. And that's all it takes here. Legendary toe.
Nine to go right here. Circle closing in. Gonna force some uncomfortable options right here. Padawan looking to finish off Terrence, but finds himself under fire. Royal G in some trouble as well. And now Padawan, that's just so quickly. Things can just shift, man. 1 minute you're taking shots, and the next you're just eating them here. As we focus back on Protozor, who's kind of been a little bit of the story thus far, because he was certainly struggling at one point, man, but just some good maneuvering, getting himself right back in this game. 7 alive right now. 8x.
1-1.
I don't know.
1-1.
I could talk to him after this if he wins it and tell me how to get that good pronunciation.
Padawan just crawling to what I hope he thinks is safety, but not able to find it.
Doesn't even matter. Yeah, no one there to revive him. He's going to die on the battlefield. A good effort from him as the final 6 right here.
Culkin might find himself into some bat. Yeah, Sea Cucumber's there. One is there. The legendary toe.
And a lot of these names here, remember, we started to kind of highlight them when we got down to that top, kind of 30 play, have really just kind of stood the test here, weathered the storm, and made it to these final moments. Colgan.
The legendary toe and his team of the University of South Carolina, the only ones with numbers here. It's them versus 2 solo players, Culkin and Wum. The legendary toe might be able to take out Culkin here. And that's what's exactly happening. If Culkin and
Wum could just combine their forces here and just duke it out in a fist fight later, that would have been a beautiful thing. But dare to dream right there. And he dared to make a play that did not work out, going to die on that hill. And this MVP-like run of Wum could be at an end, and it will be the peak into the headshot. Will do things right there. The AKM going to finish the deal. And a C-Cal.
Look at that. 5 kills.
Right? I'm looking at that. I'm just like, but I'm sorry how I pronounced that. How are you pronouncing it?
You know what? Wum. That's what people who are casting this.
Man. I'm inserting that the U is silent, man. My boy Wum, though, MVP-like performance right there. 6 kills. Just kind of, willing his team right there into second place. Fantastic. Padawan, he did a lot of good things, too, despite that 1 kill. Don't get it twisted, man. He was definitely in the fray quite a bit.
A lot of teams here, just look at the amount of kills that some of these teams picked up. Oxbuddy and the number 6, Oxbuddy and Knights Goes picking up 8 kills in total for their team. And that's just ridiculous. They placed 6. They did, and they fought really well. And that's what happens here. So that's awesome.
We definitely saw some great play from Night Ghost. I mean, Wum definitely MVP performance right there, but Night Ghost definitely did some good things too that should not go overlooked in Pochinki, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Exactly. So we started out today with the University of California, Riverside being at 458 points, University of Colorado, Boulder, and Arizona State University being the top 3. So that will definitely change by tomorrow. University of California, Riverside, yes, 458 points there. That's quite a bit. It's pretty significant there. Raven had 60 kills at the start of this, as far as I know, and we'll definitely be interested in looking at these stats. If you want to follow these stats, you can join the Collegiate Discord if you are already a part of it. We have a way to show you guys that, and it should be very interesting to see the Elite game on Sunday to see some of these teams kind of battle it out for their prize and possession of just being the best of the best.
Yeah, I'll definitely be tuning in for that. And yeah, we'll definitely encourage you guys and make sure people know about the server as well. That's actually how I found out about it. My boy Sauce over here kind of introduced me to everything. And I got, again, I do a lot of commentating for Smash Bros, but getting the opportunity to do it for PUBG and what I'm sure is a great community has definitely been an honor for sure.
And it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad to have been able to commentate it with you. It was fun. So that's it for this. Don't forget to check out plays.tv. Easy way to, record, share, and edit all of your clips from all your games. If you are interested in that, you can check out plays.tv. And thank you once again to everybody who has sponsored our stream by subscribing via Twitch. And following the stream is definitely a huge, huge help. So,
absolutely.
So I'm James, or like the sauce, with my co-caster, EE.
Or Phil, whatever you prefer.
Or Phil. And we will see you guys next time, Sunday, for the Elite game. at the end of week 6.